Greetings folks, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope your Halloween went with a bump, a scream and an odd sickly squelching sound that you couldn't quite identify. And welcome back to the channel for another Go Figure preview. So Infinite Statue have been very busy at the Lucca Comics and Games Festival, as have Caustic Plastic, and they have dropped these pictures on us of two new statues, a 1/6 scale and a 1/4 scale statue. We've got the Phantom of the Opera in 1/6 and we've got the Crow in 1/4 scale. So I thought we would have a quick look at some of the photos that have been released, and they are both looking quite spectacular, I have to say. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale action figure, statue, 1/4 scale statue, memorabilia, reviews, news, showcases, tours and all that other stuff that we've got coming up. So without further ado, let's dive in. So yeah, Caustic Plastic have dropped a number of figures on us at this particular festival, and there's a review of all those, well, a preview of all those figures up on the channel, so check that out if you're interested in the action figures as well. But today we are focusing on the statues, and let's kick that off with their Phantom of the Opera. Now, Caustic Plastic gave us a 1/6 scale version of the Phantom, played by Lon Chaney, and I've got to say that is pretty much going up for Figure of the Year. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't figure heavily in my top 10 of the year, action figures of the year, which will be coming up towards the end of December, towards the end of December. Now, Caustic Plastic and Infinite Statue are separate companies, but they sort of work under the same umbrella, and there's some crossover there between artists and so on, and subject matter. And I know Rocco, the infamous head sculptor, the exceptionally talented Rocco, was involved in both of these. So I doffed my cap to Rocco. So let's take a look at some of the photos, and straight away, this first photo, I've got to say, I am super impressed. Now, obviously, the original movie was in black and white. It was colorized later on, and this is the scene where Lon Chaney, as the Phantom, attends the masquerade ball at the Paris Opera House with the world-famous steps in the background. Now, you've got this diorama base, I think is absolutely superb. I'm really loving it. It just is perfect. It's a cross-section of the bottom of the stairs themselves. Now, those who know the film will know that set, I think it survived on the Universal backlog till I think it was about 2014. It was a monumental piece of construction, made out of concrete and steel, designed to hold about 300 extras, and it really was an epic piece of cinema set building, even by today's standards. And I think Infinite Statue have caught this beautifully. Marble staircase here. You've got the, I'm going to assume this is polystone, but the paint applications to make it look like marble, give it that marble weathered look, the inconsistency in the tonal textures and everything else is just beautiful. I think it's a great concept for this particular figure. It had to be on the steps after all, but I think to use a small portion of the bottom corner was a touch of genius there. And you've got these deep reds going up the side and on this pillar at the front here. You've got whites, you've got greys going on there, and the whole thing just looks phenomenal in my opinion. And then you've got Lon Chaney himself in the red robes. Now, as I say, it wasn't colorized until much later on, but yeah, they were red robes that he wore there. I think they could have gone for a black and white version. That would have had nowhere near the impact, I think, visually that this one does. But the actual figure of Chaney himself looks absolutely on point. Love how they've captured those flowing red robes hanging down here to the actual staircase itself. The little red boots going on there with one leg visible, the other leg obviously being underneath that red robe. Hand on his chest here in that now classic pose with the stick held out there, with the skull on it all the way up to the top there. You've got that snake wrapped around the staff itself with the skull on top. Then you've got the head sculpt. And once again, I think Infinite Statue, as far as Lon Chaney and Phantom of the Opera are going, and their sister company Caustic Plastic, are knocking it out of the fence, out of the park, out of the country, out of the continent. And I think that head sculpt looks phenomenal with the skull mask that was designed by Chaney himself. Was there no end to this man's talent? Makeup artist, actor, sculptor, and I believe he had a lot of say in how this actual costume was designed as well. But yeah, beautifully done. You can see those manic eyes behind that skull mask itself. Really, really well done. And then you've got the hat on top with the sort of plume feather type effect draped down the back, all done in this wonderful deep red with some fantastic weathering going on there. Let's zip on. There's only 4 photos of this particular piece, so yeah, it's we'll have to consume them slowly for fear that they'll disappear. I was really pleased to see this. There's a swap out head sculpt. So what you've got as well is Chaney unmasked, or rather, well, unmasked, and then you can see the phantom makeup that Chaney did himself. Once again, cracking head sculpt, that one. It's a fair distance away. It'll be interesting to see how these paint applications and how the sculpt stands up to closer inspection, but looking at these photos, it looks to be on a par with Vincent Price over here from House on Haunted Hill, one of my favourite Infinite Statues 1/6 scale pieces. So yeah, that's their head sculpt, and also the mask. We've got a mask here, which I'm going to assume is an accessory as well, and this this piece of red garment hanging down the last step there on the staircase itself. So I'm going to go for swap out head sculpts on this one rather than removable mask. I could be wrong. I think the scale might be slightly off if you were to apply that mask to the head sculpt as it stands. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to go with swap out head sculpts on this one. The next one is a detailing shot of this staircase, and I've got to say that not much takes Mr. Go Figure's breath away. But I think the sculpting in there and the paint applications are something to behold. They really are. The intricacy of the details in the side of the staircase there running up and down, that marble effect paint that we've already talked about, that contrasting reds on the pillar itself, and then on the slats that run up the side of the staircase, just all painted beautifully to look like marble, and detailed to perfection with weathering on that intricate sort of inlaid section there, that carved section. Just phenomenal. And the final picture is of the mask itself. Now, like I said before, I'm going to be interested to see how they've done this, how it works in the production. Is this just an accessory, or are we looking at swap out head sculpts? But yeah, mask is really, really nicely painted, really well sculpted. Those eyes behind that mask, that skull mask, unmistakably Lon Chaney, and I gotta say, I am really, really looking forward to this. I can't wait to get this alongside the Vincent Price and the other Infinite Statue pieces in the collection. Those shoes, paint application, the high gloss paint application on those shoes and the crease work. Sculpting looks exemplary. Paint applications look on point. Head sculpt looks nailed on. Chef's kiss to Infinite Statue on this one. This looks amazing. So that's the first piece, folks. That's Infinite Statue's take on the Red Death Phantom of the Opera. But what else have we got? Well, they've given us a quarter scale crow. Now, when we look through these, you're going to see some differences in the base here. Now, I'm not 100% certain which one of these is the prototype, which one of these is the actual production model, if at all it's a production model. But there are some variances. But we'll forge on. With Caustic Plastic dropping their 6 scale crow action figure, I've got high hopes for this piece as well. First thoughts, first impressions were, wow. Now, it would have been so easy for Caustic Plastic to go down the iconic route with this one. The sequence of him stood in the window with his arms out, or walking forward, or with his arms beside him, walking. Just about every single statue I have ever seen of Eric Draven and Brandon Lee has been stood up. So I think it was a bold move on Infinite Statue's part to go for a seated look with this one. But let's have a close-up look. So you've got this huge base going on here. And as I mentioned, be wary on this one. There are some differences here, but we'll take each one as it comes. You've got the crow on the front there. I'm assuming this is polystone. You've got the Pagliacci mask going on there. You've got the shotgun, and there's a couple of rocks here. He's sat on this chair, 1 foot up. Those boots look phenomenal with the laces undone and the tongues hanging out. Then you've got the proportions. Well, it's a long shot, this one, but the proportions look absolutely nailed on with that that leather trouser look there. You've got the bindings around the thigh area and around the abdomen, the super shiny sort of material going on across his stomach there, the ripped shirt, the bindings on the forearms, all look screen accurate, all on point. Then you've got this candelabra thing going on at the back here, which looks really nicely sculpted. And you've got the crow itself atop the chair, which is done in sort of deep purples and blacks by the look of it. His guitar's propped up against it, and all look really, really good. Well, they look phenomenal, I have to say. It looks like an amazing piece. As you know, as regulars to the channel will know, Mr. Go Figure is also partial to the odd quarter scale statue. It's mainly the action figures, but up top we will find a lot of quarter scale stuff, and this one is very, very tempting. Especially when we get to the head sculpt, but that treat awaits us. On to the next shot. Now this is where I think, yeah, this is exactly the same piece as we saw before, just from a slightly different angle here. Loving the high gloss paint applications on that guitar there. Slightly better lighting, I think, on this one, and we can see the detailing there from the brass button work going on. Slight shine to those boots there. And we're picking out more details, even though we're not quite as close to that head sculpt yet to make out the details on that. But overall, that is an exceptionally imposing piece. I think if you like this ride, this is going to be a photographer's dream, this one. And I've got to say, Mr. Go Figure is very, very tempted. Let's zip on to the next one. Hopefully, now we are really getting close to that head sculpt. I've got to say, to me, that looks like rooted hair. I'm going to chance my arm and say that that's rooted hair. If it's not rooted hair, if that is sculpted, then you can knock me out of Mr. Go Figure's chair, because to get sculpting that fine, unless it's plastic or is damn near impossible in polystone or resin for that matter. So what is that hair? Is it rooted? I'm gonna say I think it is. So I think we can see there at the top where it's been rooted in to the top of the head there. Yeah. But it looks superb. The style is right, the colour is right. It's straight on top with that centre parting. Then it starts to run into these sort of slightly curled areas as it comes down. The length is just right, the style is just right. That makeup looks phenomenal. And once again, I think it's Rocco, and if it is you, Rocco, who's been responsible for this sculpt, amazing work, my friend. But yeah, paint applications look great. That white paint fades out in the forehead there, so you can pick out the creases, which is absolutely on point. The black makeup around the eyes, nailed on, with those streaks top and bottom. The black lipstick, absolutely Brandon Lee all over. That looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. We've got a detail shot of the guitar. Now, if that cannot be polystone. There's no way. That's got to be an accessory, maybe in plastic. I'm not 100% certain. Get that high gloss finish and get those strings sculpted in resin or polystone would be damn near impossible. So maybe this is some sort of mixed media. Maybe it's polystone with plastic strings. It'll be interesting to see. But once again, that chair in this shot is looking more purple, so I'm assuming this is a sort of a micro shot of what we were looking at first there. But overall, that guitar looks absolutely excellent. On to the next. Now, these last two shots, these weren't released from the Lucca festival. These I had picked up just so we could take a look at the actual head sculpt itself. I believe it was possibly Rocco who released these on Facebook, but I thought I'd throw them in so we can take a look at just how good this is in quarter scale. Now, those who've watched my caustic plastic video on the Lucca Festival will know how much I gushed about the 1/6 scale head sculpt, but by God, they've nailed it on twice, in my opinion. That is absolutely stunning. I can't tell the two apart. I think that is possibly one of the best head sculpts I've seen in a long time. The hair just right, as we talked about, the eye makeup perfect, the eyes are super glassy. I think it's difficult to tell this from the 1/6 scale head sculpt. The only thing that really gives it away is the fact that whoever's hand this is, I'm assuming it's Rocco's, is gripping the base of the head itself on the peg that slots into the sculpt. But yeah, the lipstick super glossy, those thin black lines around the mouth, the white clown face paint, everything nailed on. That is 100% Eric Draven, 100% the late Brandon Lee, and a cracking head sculpt. And the final one, once again, it's Brandon Lee's head in a vice. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about that head sculpt. I think it is amazing. We've got two head sculpts in a matter of days, one in 1/6 and one in 1/4, that absolutely blow me away and make Mr. Go Figure, this very old collector, an exceptionally happy man. So there you have it, folks. That's Infinite Statues' take on the Lon Chaney as the Phantom of the Opera, the Red Death version in 1/6 scale, and of course the legend that is Brandon Lee as Eric Draven from The Crow in 1/4 scale. So what are your thoughts on these two particular pieces? Are you a statue collector, 1/6 or 1/4 scale? Do you steer away from that? Are you more action figure? What are your thoughts on Infinite Statues' take on these two pieces? What are your thoughts on the movies? What are your thoughts on caustic plastic? What are your thoughts on anything at all? Nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. I will be fascinated to hear your take on this particular piece. So what have we got coming up on the channel? Well, in the 1/6 scale action figure review department, we've got stuff from Hot Toys, Caustic Plastic obviously, Susu Toys, Present Toys, X06, Iconic Studios, the list goes on. In art as well, if I didn't mention them. In the statue world, well, we could very well be taking a look at a 1/4 scale Brandon Lee and a 6 scale Phantom in the not too distant as well. The next 1/6 scale figure up for review, I think, double checking, yeah, I think we've got Mondo's take on John Nada, aka Roddy Piper from John Carpenter's classic sly take on science fiction and 80s Reaganomics, They Live. So that'll be coming up on the channel very soon indeed. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always. Take care of yourselves, and until next time on the channel, happy collecting.